WoW's next expansion, Datamined. Here we go.
Is this it? Is this World of Warcraft's next expansion? It certainly could be, and I kind of can't imagine Blizzard are thrilled that it came out this way, but here is the deal, everyone. Wowhead have Datamined a whole bunch, as they're like to do, and that does include an encrypted mount, pet, and other things. To them, it looks like a future expansions deluxe edition. Now you might wonder why it's even in the live game and how that makes sense. Well, that's because Blizzard know they sell way more pre-orders if you can get the goodies instantly. This is something that worked marvelously for them in Legion, where people pre-ordered like mad to unlock the allied races early. And of course in Shadowlands, where the deluxe edition players got access to the Worm mount and the Transmog set during patch 8.3. The encrypted mount, then, is associated with a file called 9fx_Drake mount emerald buff. And that does kind of suggest that it is a green dragon. And if you're wondering why there's a 9 there, well, that's because it would be a part of the 9.x cycle in terms of its inclusion in the game.
Okay.
Now, take a look at these textures. These are also associated. Green, right? And you've got these moon-like shimmery boys as well.
It could be Emerald Dream.
To which I say,
or
hello,
Loon or something,
Loon. Hello, green dragons. Hello, Emerald Dream. Now, who are our friends? The Green Dragons. Who did Blizzard hype up during the Shadowlands? Elune.
True.
Who was big in Ardenweald, literally saved by the Winter Queen?
The
Ysera.
dragon. The green dragon.
Now, did any of that shit need to be in Shadowlands? Did any of that need to be in Shadowlands?
No.
If it was really the story of...
Did Shadowlands need to be in Shadowlands? No. But, you know, here we are. Yeah, he's right, though. He is right. Revive Galakrond or I'm out. I feel like Galakrond... You can't really have a character like Galakrond in the story legitimately. You can't have that. Like, here's the thing. Galakrond is like it's like the WoW version of Anacalagon the Black in like the Cimmerillion and like Lord of the Rings. Motherfucker's bigger than mountains. Like, how are you gonna fit him on the screen? How is he even gonna fit? How's he gonna fit on the screen, bruh? It's not gonna happen. Like, so it's like Galakrond sounds badass. So is Deathwing. Deathwing is like this. Galakrond is like this. Galakrond was way fucking bigger. So I worked with N'Zoth. Oh, good. I can't wait to fight against the Skybox again.
Sylval and Sylvanas. No! That was obviously them foreshadowing the next expansion. Who did we meet in patch 8.3? Merithra, daughter of Ysera, who is the current leader of the Green Dragons. Hell, patch 8.2 pretty much re-established the Dragonflights in-game, and it did so after 8.0 teased the Dragon Isles via the Island Expedition feature and one of the quest things you got afterwards. And of course that was all right before Rathian then returned to the game for 8.3.
Yeah.
But guess what?
That made a lot of sense,
I think there's also more to it than just that, because there's a pattern of store mounts being from a future expansion. The
Unfortunately, you are right.
Sold to us during MOP, and it is a native to Warlords of Draenor Shadowmoon
There's
Valley.
also the Rylax, too. One thing Bellular might have forgotten is that the Rylax were also sold around the same time, and you saw a ton of them back in Draenor.
Same thing actually goes for the Rylac that was also sold to us during MOP.
It's a great point. Really great point that he just brought up there. Only a genius would have thought of that. Bellular is a very smart guy. What can I say?
Now you might say, oh, that's the past. To which I say, no, here's the Silvarian Dreamer on the store.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then this shit was actually in the game in Shadowlands. I forgot all about this. They added this. I remember I poured salt on my head whenever I saw this mount. This was right after patch 8.2 came out. They added this mount. And then I compared it with the Ashara Bloat Ray. That's what it's literally called. It's just a Bobby Cody gets around. No, but it's a yellow piece of shit that nobody cares about. And we got this on the store.
On the 27th of June 2019. That was a year and a third before Shadowlands came out, and it was, of course, a few months before Shadowlands was even unveiled.
How about that?
And here's one of them flying around Ardenweald. You know, the place where it totally fits artistically. Not Battle for Azeroth.
How convenient.
Seriously, Blizzard are not subtle with this. They've done it multiple times. And I'm not going to be subtle with this. NordVPN.com/Bellular Gaming. Today's sponsor code Bellular Gaming is that truth, and it's where you will find a 2-year plan with a huge discount, plus an extra month free.
Isn't that crazy?
Why get a VPN? Look, it's simple. Do you want to watch content from another region, say on Netflix? Well, easy. Use Nord's 5,000 plus servers to choose your location and use the internet as if you are actually in that place. They also keep you private, so your ISP won't know what sites you're using. That means they can't sell your browsing data to advertisers, nor can they prioritize.
Maybe I should use Bellular's NordVPN link so I can watch YouTube videos on the VPN, pre-watch the YouTube videos so I can do better reactions to them. So I fake my reaction, but I have better commentary. Maybe I already did that with code Bellular.
Some of the sites
until we get our code Allcraft whenever we do our show with NordVPN, if they're still going to sponsor us, and if not, they should again. I'm pretty sure the sponsor ran out, and I think I still have their ad on my main channel, and it's just sitting there. And I feel like that's the best thing about sponsoring me, is that after the sponsor duration runs out, I will forget to remove your ad. So it's really a lifetime sponsorship.
Some of the traffic that you use over others. They've got more too, like NordLocker, which is
crazy.
500 gigs of secure storage, and NordPass for your passwords.
Amazing.
Of course, all in the app and the browser extension that
all
are
my
super easy to use.
Asmongold
And again,
1.
huge discount at NordVPN.com /Bellular Gaming with that Bellular Gaming promo code. So thanks to them for supporting the channel. And
bro, one time, Jeff's password used to be Jeff1234. Cody figures it out. Jeff said Cody cracked the code. How did he do this? Jeff changes his password. Jeff12345. Or it was 1235 or something like that. Cody figures that one out too. Jeff didn't know what to do with himself. Like, he didn't know how Cody kept getting away with it. Like, how does he keep getting in my fucking computer, man? How he installed like a thing that reads my key presses, a keylogger.
Let's talk about what is going on over in the Blizzard store, where they, of course, recently added the Sapphire Skyblazer and the Sun-Warmed Fur line. Moon and Sun. A bit like Anshe, Musha, all of that stuff.
Oh, great. Well, this is a little bit of copium, guys, that maybe we'll get cat girls for the new expansion.
Going on, because the Anshe Musha storyline and all those sort of
there's a storyline. It's just
her
a cat,
sun,
bro.
her moons, that all got major story updates in folk and fairy tales.
If the human heritage armor is not an upgraded version of the Grand Marshal armor from Vanilla WoW, I will complain about it in a YouTube video. Don't test me, Blizzard. I will do it.
Published this year. No, it wasn't. It was published in 2021. Time is crazy, but hey, Elune, Azeroth, there's stuff going on with them. And luckily, just before this broke, we actually started editing our big Anshe Musha video. Did you know, as an example, that the Dragonflights were empowered during a rather significant celestial event that, in the mythos that connects to Elune?
No.
You know Elune, the sister of the Winter Queen,
did not know
who saved Ysera and thought of Ysera as Elune's pet? There are so many connections here, everyone, and I would not be surprised whatsoever if we saw the Skyblazer and the Furline be involved in the new expansion somehow. I really would not be surprised. I mean, even if you look at the Skyblazer, like, you can see that fitting in with Elune-ish things, and as we will really dive into in that upcoming video, and a little bit of what I've talked about today, there are plenty of Elune and, dragon connections. Now, as for the Isles itself, well, they're super interesting, right?
Why?
The Dragon Isles have been a part of Warcraft for, 2 decades plus.
Yeah.
Oh, game's getting old. And of course, it didn't come out 2 decades ago, but in the concepting stage of World of Warcraft, the Dragon Isles were then.
So who do you think is going bald faster, like me or Bellular? I really think that, I feel like since I've taken a bit of time off, I actually think now Bellular has still been working, I think that maybe I think he's catching up to me, man. I really do. I think look, he's plateaued. It looks like his hairline is peninsulaing. It's not a plateau, that's a peninsula. Like, I understand it. Like, I got Florida on my forehead, man. So I understand exactly what it's like. It sucks. He got a hair transplant. I've thought about getting a hair transplant. I have. I might do it. I'm not getting, like, real
They're
shit.
just off the coast of Calthlas. Now, they don't obviously have to be there because they're going to do them in a new expansion.
Yeah.
And this leak does not confirm, or this data mining, whatever, it doesn't confirm the Dragon Isles. But what it does show us is something that does look, a little bit emeraldy. Bit Emerald Dragon. Got us thinking.
That's convenient.
And that obviously could easily connect to a Dragon Isles. Now, the Dragon Isles are this thing in the lore that we know feck all about, to be honest with you. We really know nothing. There's not a shred of hard evidence. The main thing, of course, and this is in-game and recent, is Rathian, right? Where it turns out Rathian, you know what he's been up to? He's been wanting to sort of reform the Black Dragons and,
I love Rathian. I think Rathian is cool. Like, he's cool. I hope that we get to see more of Rathian.
Take up his charge, but not cock it up like his dad did.
Just popped him right in the head.
And the thing is, he's been looking for the Dragon Isles. So we do the Black Dragon themed, or whatever it is, Island
Jack
Expedition,
Sparrow,
Battle
wow.
for Azeroth. At the end, we get this scale or something, and, yada, 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 questline goes on. And we basically get the breadcrumb that Rathian and his crew are looking for the Dragon Isles. And it seems as well like the other dragons are just totally stonewalling him. Like, he asks about the Dragon Isles, and they just say nothing. So, why aren't the dragons telling us about the Dragon Isles? Something going on there.
Because we need to pay $40.
That's what they could be. Well, the most...
There's at 50 now.
I think the most well-known image associated with the Isles themselves is this.
It's this thing.
Which is from a very old World of Warcraft art book.
Yeah, Rathian
now, obviously,
didn't
this
pre-order
never
it.
got put into the live game. I believe, though, of course, Haven Games, right?
Yep.
Always good to have a reason to send people over.
We've seen this before.
Obviously when he was still around. He's got a video actually looking at like an old beta. So, if you want to pour one out, have some feels.
Haven Games actually had like some of the best exploration videos of anybody. Like, straight up, like, if you go back, like, I used to react to his videos back whenever he was putting them out, and it was really good, man. Like, it was the highest quality. It wasn't any goofy, like, fuck around bullshit. It was just like, this is the content. Here it is what it is.
You can check that out. And if you look at this art, it'll of course remind you of Stormsong Valley, won't it? So maybe those ideas were recycled, and when we get the Dragon Isles, if we get them, it could be a different thing, right? Now, one way you could do it is that it's where the dragons originally come from. And, me and Jared have got a lot of thoughts on this, and we do also have that coming up in a video in about a week and a bit's time. I think it's the next day. I think he'll have the video written on the day that you watch this. The script will be finished, so maybe it'll be out next week. Big thoughts on the dragons anyway, but we think it's pretty likely that there could be deep connections.
I really mauled whenever I see the proto-drakes. Because do you remember whenever they had the armored proto-drakes for the BFA gladiator mounts? And instead of using all of the Datamined green ones, the Season 1 Dread Gladiator was literally 2 shades of brown lighter than the Season 4 Corrupted Gladiator. Y'all remember that? I got fucking cheated. I got cheated out of a gladiator mount by Blizzard. And man, fuck Blizzard, dude. Like, I can't believe that. Like, they had a plagued proto-drake, an armored plagued proto-drake, and they had an armored green proto-drake in the game files. And on top of that, you know the other 2 that we got? Blue and light blue. Show it? I don't want to. It would make me mad. It pissed me the fuck off. Of BFA, brown like BFA, because it was shit. Yeah, true.
Between all of the recent things we've been dealing with in the Warcraft universe, and I think the dragons basically in a sort of proto form hailing from the Dragon Isles, and the Dragon Isles basically being like the most top level secretive Titan research facility, or maybe even first onesy stuff. I think that is totally on the cards. As an example, Ra-Den did not know about the Chamber of the Heart. And like Ra-Den was like he was like
keeper,
the number one
yeah.
Titan, or the number one like keeper,
Yeah.
right? You know, so I mean, it was Amon-Still's essence that ended up going into him. So if even Ra-Den wasn't allowed to know about the Chamber of the Heart, what the hell else is going on in Azeroth? And of course, Battle for Azeroth was just going bam, 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 setting things up.
Yeah.
What did it also set up? Oh, it set up Mother just spilling the beans that there's somewhere called Uldoris, somewhere called Uldaz, all these other Uld facilities that we don't know about that are on Azeroth.
I feel like whenever they put those things out there, I genuinely think the devs have no plans of maybe ever using them, but they're like, why don't we come up with some fucking weird names and shit now? So if we run out of ideas in like 6 years, we can come back and say we planned it. Like, I think that they're not competent enough to have a story that's cohesive, but they are competent enough to know that they might need to pretend like they are.
So come on, one of those could totally be be there in the Dragon Isles. Now, there was the leak. And if you want the full dive into this leak, there is a 45-minute deep dive discussion on everything we could get, and also a bit of what we would want that was from last week's live stream. That's up on our Clips channel now. By the way, if you're not aware of it, go subscribe to our Clips channel. You'll get, well, lots of content there. So
it's crazy how Bellular has a Clips channel. The first fucking video is 48 minutes long. But what kind of a clip is this? Was this a clip from Ben-Hur? The fuck? Crazy Slick, my stomach hurts. Bro, I'm trying to remember the last time my stomach hurt. I think it's whenever I had to eat a salad. Today, I ate a brownie, Jell-O, half of a fudge round, the head off of a snowman that was made out of white chocolate from a Christmas candy, a Dr. Pepper, a chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes with gravy, and I have never felt better. I feel so good right now. I have like a health paradox where the more unhealthy food I eat, the better I feel. I think if I eat a salad, I would die.
There you go, Clips. But yeah, there's this leak. And you can go to the video for that leak. This is not a video about the leak. I don't want to mess them up, right? Or, mix them all together.
We watched this.
Because a lot of people are going to see the leak and be like,
we looked at this.
Whatever, who knows?
It was cool.
But for this, it's far more being like Green Dragons. Sort of looks like a new expansion's Deluxe Edition. That's really the only thing we can tell.
That's crazy.
But I think the Dragon Isles is obviously something we're all thinking about. Another good example is, let's just say I've heard it from a little birdie that Blizzard kind of likes the idea of testing themes and stuff via Hearthstone. And ages ago, or not ages ago, it was a decent while ago anyway, they did do like a big dragony thing in Hearthstone. So I wonder if that figures in. But also, of course, they did a big dragon sale over Christmas. They did a dragon bundle on the store.
Okay, this is the weakest fucking argument, okay? This is the weakest argument Bellular has. Wow. Blizzard found an excuse to sell their dog shit store mounts for $5 cheaper. Like, I'll take every single other argument and I'll be like, yeah, sure. But like, this is nah, bro. I remember whenever they brought out this Heart of the Aspects mount, probably in the year 2012, whenever it was released, that was the worst day. That was the worst day in the entire year. That was the worst day. I can't believe they did that to me, man. I can't believe it.
Recently. And it's like, I get it, Ysara's in Shadowlands, but come on, they did a big dragon bundle.
Nobody gives a fuck about dragons besides that in Shadowlands.
I think that's kind of...
Not even in Shadowlands.
So overall then, you might be wondering, if it is Dragon Isles, what do you think about it? It's on Azeroth. Thumbs up!
I don't give a fuck about that, man. If you want to have us go, like, Outland was cool as shit. Like, I don't care if it's on Azeroth or not. Like, Draenor was fucking badass. The problem with Draenor wasn't that it wasn't on Azeroth, is that there wasn't anything on Draenor either. There wasn't anything there. There's no reason. So I don't give a fuck about where it is. I don't have, like, to me, all I want with the next expansion is I just want good fucking content. And, like, what does that really mean? I don't even want to say what that means to me. Because, it's not my job to know what I want. That's Blizzard's job. Like, just make a good expansion. You did it with Legion. Legion was fucking crazy. It was so good. And, like, really, you think about it. Like, I go back and I think about Legion, and it was so good. And it's like, this is what makes me feel good, right? This is what makes me look like this, right? I'm, like, happy, whatever the fuck. Is that, do you remember why Legion was so good? RNG Legendary is so good? I didn't say everything was good. So, do you remember why it was so good? Is because they said, fuck that shit with WoD. And they said, actually, Grom is a good guy. They kill Archimonde, and Gul'dan brought back, like, fucking Sargeras or some shit. It's over. That's it. It's done. Because, like, I was obvious that, like, there was a lot more story to WoD that, like, we just never did. I mean, it was obvious. That's exactly what they're doing with Shadowlands. It was, in my opinion, I think it is obvious that there is a lot more story that was planned for Shadowlands and a lot more stuff that was going to happen. I feel like the narrative to Shadowlands is so bad that I will believe as headcanon that there is an entire patch that we just never got a chance to play. Like, and that makes me excited for the next expansion. Now, is this cosmic 5-dimensional levels of copium? Yes. But I really hope it's gonna be good, man. Like, I really, oh my god, dude. Like, I just wish it was good. Please just fucking bring out an expansion that's good. Oh my god, please just make it good. Please make it good. Oh my god, Shadowlands could have been good. Same shit every expansion since Legion. True, bro. True, bro. True, bro.
Go back. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
If it is that. Dragons. I like dragons. They're fun. Dragon lore. It's got one or two weak
Dragon
things.
these nuts.
Alex Straza had a pretty rough time.
Yeah.
Wonder how they deal with that. But anyway. Generally, dragons, like, they're classic Warcraft.
Yeah, they are.
Titans, if they get involved, that's classic Warcraft. Now, my big worry is that Blizzard's current crazy lore bender could continue, and they could cover these parts of the lore in a way that I basically, is just like, ugh.
You cannot even imagine it because it exists outside of a rational mind. It's like, how could you predict what a crazy person is going to do? You can't, because they're crazy. Yeah, we have no idea what they could do. The jailer made the dragons. Bro, 5,000 IQ. At least.
A bit like how they've done the Shadowlands things. The other way in the Shadowlands, they've kind of taken what should be rich and beautiful and characterful and almost myth with, like, the realm of death, and they've just turned it into some cold, boring maths. I mean, it's been so goddamn boring. So, look, if they give Elune that treatment, then
it's because they blue ball you, man. Like, we got that number one. We got Denathrius. He's fucking awesome. Denathrius was the best thing about Shadowlands. But, like, this cinematic, like, it's like they always, you know what you know what. Oh, man, that's what it is. It's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where, like, every fucking episode ends in a cliffhanger. They're like, wait, what? And then it's like, and it plays the fucking, the music, right? But the difference between JoJo and Shadowlands is that, like, the next episode is of something completely fucking different. You see what I'm saying? It's like he turns around, right? And, like, the episode's like, Dio! And then it's like, to be continued. And then the next episode, it's like, Jonathan Joestar and Dio as kids again, and they're fighting over a horse. is like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I thought we were, why are you changing this shit on me? And this is what's happening with, it's Cliffception. It's like, so we've got so many of these different cliffhangers. What is going on with Elune? Why is Denathrius, what's going on with him? Like, the jailer, like, why does he even want to do anything? And this is what I said before. It's like, before they said, see, like, I think that they literally watched my stream, and I was like, why is the jailer bad? Like, does anybody know? Because I'm not convinced. He's the one with chains on. So he's not telling the story. Like, we never heard his... Like, you ever go talk to somebody in jail? They're never fucking guilty. And full jail full of innocent men. So how do we know that the jailer did the wrong thing? How do we know the jailer did anything bad? The best reason that the jailer is evil is because he's bald. Like, that is the strongest argument that the jailer is evil. I mean, like, you think about, like, how many, in, like, our culture, like, how many bad guys are fucking bald, right? Like, yeah, like, oh, One Punch Man's good. Yeah, that shit came from Japan. So, like, that's completely fucking different. I'm talking about, like, America. Like, every time Thanos, fucking bald. Galactus, fucking bald. Dr. Evil, fucking bald. Let's see. Kingpin, fucking bald. Lex Luthor, fucking bald. Silver Surfer, bald everywhere. Kind of. Voldemort, he's Baldemort. Jeff Bezos, fucking bald. Let's see. How many more of these do we have? Galactus, I gave Galactus. Homer Simpson. He's not, he's whatever, right? What else do we have? Dr. Eggman, fucking bald. Darkseid. There's another one. Darkseid, fucking bald. Like, I ran out of fingers. We got to get my feet up in here, but if I do that, we're going to have to go over to OnlyFans. That's not going to happen. So, look, all I'm saying is that, like, Darth Vader's fucking bald, too. Yep, there's another one. Yeah, exactly. So, every character this evil is fucking bald, basically. So, like, the jailer, that is, I'm not even kidding you, right? The strongest argument that he's evil. Sauron's fucking bald? Sauron's not bald, actually. Sauron's Maiar form is not bald. That's not true. That is an incorrect. Smeagol is bald, though. Gollum's bald, except for, like, 4 or 5 hairs. That's pretty much bald. Trust me, I know that.
Oh, we're going to have words. If they give the dragons that treatment, we're going to have words. But, like, if this is an expansion that is taking us back to basics, back to Azeroth, dealing with dragons, a very classic Warcrafty thing, maybe dealing with some Titan facilities, that's classic Warcrafty stuff. Yeah. Dealing with some of the fallout of BFA, right? Like, something to do with, if we have a Green Dragon mount, could there be some Green Dragon stuff related to, say, rebuilding Teldrassil? Undoing that humongous narrative mistake they made. Yeah, just undo that shit. The thing is, like, I would be so unhappy if they undid Teldrassil. Because, like, honestly, like, that's some George R.R. Martin shit that they did. And I can respect that. I said, okay, that's crazy that you fucking did that. Right? It's like, yeah, but just undo it. But, like, why not? Mister, shut the fuck up putting your question marks in chat. You had to do it twice because nobody else did it with you. Now you fucking trying to get more people to do it. Shut the fuck up. Question marks. I'm saying that you take a massive fucking narrative deviation. You take something that people love and you kill it. That takes a big, fat, veiny dick to do that, man. Like, you do not do that if you're sitting around like just, whatever, right? Like, you've got to fucking put your dick on the table and say, listen, bitch, this is how it's going to be. We're going to burn down the fucking tree. The fact is that was a good thing that they did that, because it shows that they're not afraid to go in a direction with a narrative that they believe in. I wish they had that same mentality with Shadowlands. However, if we got to slowly rebuild Darnassus and Teldrassil over the next 3 expansions, out of the ashes of the original one, and it was a special quest that the Alliance and the Horde could do collectively,
as like a reparations, the Horde would do this, and you would slowly build it up. That would be really cool. That means it won't happen. See, I thought in BFA, after I saw that there was a war, the battle for Lordaeron, I thought that the end of BFA, we were going to be in Lordaeron. I always thought Stormwind sucked. I thought Stormwind was a shithole, and the only reason we're in Stormwind is because we don't have Lordaeron anymore. And then that bitch Sylvanas turned it green, like it's Chernobyl or something like that. That's what I want them to reverse time on. Give us Lordaeron back. The undead can just fucking, who cares, right? I want Lordaeron back. Stormwind is London? Yeah. It's not Topper McNabb,
that could all be cool.
It's Topper
So I think there's
McStab.
tremendous potential. I also think it's very, very likely we are going back to Azeroth instead of, crazy into the stars, because Ian hasn't caused this himself. He said that they had heard people's feedback on WoW expansions. They'd heard people's feedback on the stuff feeling like, oh, this is a bit too crazy, a bit too disconnected. He did then go and say, space has been a thing in WoW for the longest time. And he's totally right for that.
True.
I would say it's space when it still feels like a fantasy game. That's Outland. Whereas Shadowlands is taking us to the realm of death and making it cold and mathematical.
I feel like space was space in Legion. Like, we legitimately went to space in Legion, and I'm actually not a big fan of going to space. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of it. Like, that's some StarCraft shit. Like, that's too much. But, like, with Legion, I knew that it was just going to be one patch, so it's whatever. Argus was cool. Argus was really cool, but in my opinion, I think Argus could have been way fucking cooler. Like, Argus was, like, it was like a 7 out of 10, but in terms of potential, it was a 3 out of 10. It could have been way fucking cooler.
And full of robots, which is, like, the lamest shit you could possibly think of, in my view. I don't know. I mean, look, progenitor races, it's kind of hard to do them right at the best of times.
It never works,
maybe it is just murky territory at a very fundamental level. The sort of thing, it's like, it's maybe interesting on paper, but it's not emotionally resonant. That's kind of how it feels to me.
Yeah.
So, I do have those worries, but...
That's a really good... I like that. That's a really good insight.
Whatever. He said they heard the feedback, and that in future, perhaps, they'll do one more grounded Azerothian expansion, then maybe they'll do a more crazy out there one, then maybe they'll go grounded again.
They don't need to... I'll tell you one thing right there. Any type of cyclical narrative design decisions, like, we're gonna do it like this because this is like the robotic pattern that we are going to follow. Anything like that is not good. Like, it's zero direction. Yeah, there's no direction for this. It's just like, we're just going to do this on default. Like, that's boring, man. Thinking for the players, yeah. Jesus, you really are. Pause, Andy. Listen, I don't know, like, this is what I do. Like, I talk about the video, about other stuff related to the video. Listen, I once made a 4-minute cinematic, a 53-minute reaction video that was edited down from 4 hours. Okay, this is not even my final form. I haven't even brought up the irrelevant personal anecdote from whenever Cody and I went to McDonald's 17 years ago. We have not even gotten to that level yet. Just keep that in mind.
So, all this shit fits. It all fits. And
it does.
If it is Dragon Isles,
you're right.
I'm happy enough. Yeah. Yeah, in principle, I'm totally down
take
with
it. Like, will you be satisfied? I'm not saying happy and, oh, wow, I love WoW again. Will you be satisfied if the Dragon Isles is the new expansion? I will be satisfied. I will be like, I'm happy. Yeah, like, this is good. Like, obviously it could, like, I was satisfied with Shadowlands. Great idea, bad implementation. Dragon Isles could be the same thing. But I think that it's possible that it's easier for them to do the Dragon Isles than Shadowlands because they don't have to think of a lot of new stuff. A lot of the stuff's already written for them, so there's less points of contention where they can mess everything up. Content's the most important thing. True.
Dragon Isles. Give me a new island, and I then say, try to work out how the rest of Azeroth can be brought up to speed, or what we can do in the rest of Azeroth. You know, for me, that's like the really big thing. But I think fundamentally being...
yeah, I really liked how, like, in Legion, like, whenever you got your artifact weapon and, like, through, like, your Covenant campaigns, you went throughout Azeroth. And you actually explored parts of the game that transcended the Broken Isles. And I would really love to see Blizzard do more of that. And I'd also really love to see them revamp a lot of the old world stuff to make it more relevant to new players. The same as, like, you know how they did Arathi Highlands during BFA? I really liked the new Arathi Highlands. I thought it was great. I'd like to see more of that stuff that has more relevance.
In sort of a more grounded Azerothian setting that can also give us some cool new stuff. 100%. I'm down.
Dark Shore too, true.
If it is Dragon Isles, then awesome. Good luck. Hopefully we get some kick-ass dragon mounts available in-game. And that's it for me.
Yeah.
Let me know, what do you think about what Wowhead posted, their data mining, and what do you think about the Dragon Isles leak that we covered? And also, if you would like a more sort of boots-in-the-ground lore video about the Dragon Isles, check out what we published like 2 or 3 months ago on the Dragon Isles. We did a big old video into that.
We're going to watch that, which, not now,
turns out,
but we're going to watch that in the future.
Okay, have a wonderful
Maybe
day.
in like a couple of days.
Hey, I get it. A lot of us, we think about this WoW stuff and we think, ugh,
yeah,
you know, because of the recent issues. But if there can be a good thing, if there can be a good thing, I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with it. I'm obviously going to be...
The thing is, like, Bellular is trying to offset people making comments about, like, oh, why you support this company that has all these problems and shit. But because they got rid of the problems, that's why the company of California isn't shutting the company... Or, sorry, not the company of California. I sound like a conspiracy theorist. The state of California isn't shutting them down and arresting people now. The truth is, like, Blizzard got audited by a fucking state entity. I genuinely believe that, like, over 95% of the shitty people at Blizzard, at least these kinds of shitty people, are probably long gone. I could be wrong, but that's what makes sense. What about Bobby? Bobby will transcend Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, after the merger with Microsoft, or the acquisition with Microsoft. He will then become lead of their metaverse, and we will truly soon be living all in Bobby's world.
You know, trepidatious.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too crazy, but if there's a world, if Warcraft's coming home, I'm going to support that, and that's what's up. So as I said, have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. See you next time.
Let me go ahead and read some comments here, see what they got to say. Hope we get the Emerald Dream that we deserve, and the healing of the Cataclysm wounds like in normal Twilight Highlands, and exploring the dwarf stories there. That would be really cool. I'd love that. I just want the Dragon Isles to be some sort of Jurassic Park, but with dragons. I think, like, the vibe that they should go with is Ungoro Crater. Because, like, Ungoro Crater, whenever you first went in there, it had, like, these giant, like, giant monsters and shit like that. And it just, like, added a completely different scope to the game. Like, it was really fucking cool. Isle of Giants, I mean, like, yeah, but, like, were they really that big? I mean, I guess, yeah, they were. But, like, at that point, we had already had Ungoro Crater, so we had already seen that. It wasn't as special. So either way, what I gotta say is, there's a good video. If anybody that's new to my channel hasn't watched me watch Bellular for the last fucking 4 years, you can give him a sub. He puts out great content on, like, I think he's got about 35 different YouTube channels now. And so you guys can follow him for pretty much everything. Love Sholazar Basin. The music there was so soothing. Yeah, Sholazar Basin was great. I actually need to kill Gondria. I think that's the rare there. It drops a special cloak I don't have. It doesn't see Dragon Isle so long as Galakron fits in a meaningful way. Galakron is fucking dead. Like, no, I don't want to see Galakron because he's fucking dead. Stop reviving shit. Just make new content. Galakron is alive, and then, like, oh wow, but I thought I just leveled through an area called the Bones of Galakron. Oh, you know what I mean? He's literally dead. Yeah, he's literally dead in Northrend. So that's about it. I gotta go to bed. I stayed up like an hour later than what I had planned.